the receivables.
Yes, we can do it. So what I did, instead of taking into individual like this, so I have taken it at the highest level. On the top level I have taken. So in this, if you go into the real time, when you go to the particular client, when you're doing an implementation, you cannot design your own. If you go to there, they have their accounting firm, they have their own chartered accounts, they have their own accounts department. So they design it and they give it to you. This is how my chart of account should look like. Please design it in this format.
So the coding of chart of account will be responsibility of the client.
Yeah, everything will be the responsibility of the client. They will give it to us. We need to sit and take into consideration.
Welcome to GoToMeeting, online meetings made easy. There are 6 other callers on the call.
There's a naming conventions. Even the naming conventions what I am taking over here, like for the chart of accounts, I have defined it as AM10. It is not necessary it should be defined as AM10. They will give some different number. They might give only numeric number, or they might give me an alphanumeric number. So it depends upon them. Okay, everything. You have a questionnaire. I'll show you one day how you take that questionnaire and talk to the client. Once you talk to the client will tell you what are the things are needed over there. So they have their own team, we have our own team. Okay.
Kajit, can we copy from some other company?
Yeah, you can copy. Basically, most of the time, it will be a copy kind of a scenario in the real-time scenarios. So what we get in real time is a templates. Now, if you see there is a template over here, if you go to this particular company code, if I go here, by default SAP has given some templates. If you see here, there is 1,000 company code. This is 1,000 company code. This is basically a German company code. Okay, if you copy this, the entire stuff, the chart of accounts, there are so many things that get copied from this.
But only chart of accounts, not amounts, am I correct?
Sorry?
Only chart of accounts, not the amounts. What are the amounts they own?
No, not the amount, only the config part I'm saying.
Okay.
You're talking about transaction data.
Okay.
There is no transaction data that gets copied.
Okay, that's fine.
All the settings that gets copied. So usually the thing is, the trend, how the training goes on is they'll select this, they copy as, and it's only 4 settings. Now what I'm trying to show you people over here is I'm trying to show you individual setting how it is done.
Okay.
So you will have a clarity what is happening behind it. And also once I have done this, I'll show you the copy part also, so that you will be able to understand what I have done.
Okay.
So after defined account group, Wajad, is it clear?
Yes, clear.
Okay. Now I'm moving into retained earnings account. You know what is a retained earnings account? End of the P&L account, either you get a profit or a loss. That profit or a loss account, from that profit, either you will give some bonuses to your shareholders, you keep some reserves, okay, blah blah stuff, you'll do it. The balance what you get is a retained earnings account. Am I right?
Yes.
So that is what we need to define, the retained earnings account. So my chart of accounts is AM10. So here I'll tell you what is this X once I get into the testing. So just give X over here. I'll give one more. So I will define my chart of accounts. If you see, I have given a range for the liability 1 lakh to 1,999,000. So I'll have my retained earnings. I'll keep it under the liability side. So I'll say this is 1,10,000 account. I will give it for my retained earnings account. In the below, if you see, there is a yellow message that is saying account 1,10,000 not created in chart of accounts. Yes, we have not created it yet. So it's just a yellow message. It's a warning. Just press enter once again and just save it. I go back. So the prerequisite for setting up the chart of accounts is edit chart of accounts list, assign company code, and this is the 4th setting. So this is all required if you want to set up your chart of accounts. You cannot, these are the 5 things, but these are 3 things are important. This is optional from the perspective of, because you want to do your postings, so you need to do this, define retained earnings account. So edit chart of accounts, assign company code, and this account group. Any questions anybody have?
It's clear.
So this is what I have defined. I have not defined any other chart of accounts except for operational chart of accounts. This at the time of the testing we'll define it and then we'll test it. So this is for a daily transaction perspective. I have defined the chart of accounts. So let's go back to our enterprise structure. We are clear in client, company, company code, business area, credit control area, and chart of accounts. So dunning is one particular piece that I will set it up at the time of when I do the accounts receivable. So at that particular juncture I will do this. So this is all about your enterprise structure. Okay. Now if you see here, your chart of account is at a client level. Do you agree? What do I mean by client level? Bajaj?
Yes.
Do you agree if it's I say at a client level?
No, but you know, we assign company code to chart of account. So
Later I have assigned. My definition I'm saying. When I've defined it,
yes.
I defined it at client level. When you're saying when I assigned it, yes, I agree. This is at company code level, you should say. So if somebody, Vajra, you get into this system and you have defined one company code, you can go ahead and pick up and assign this client.
okay.
This chart of accounts and assign it to your own company code. It will not stop you. So your chart of account, what you are defining it as client level.
Okay.
So n number of chart of accounts can be assigned to n number of company codes. The relationship. Many. You can assign many chart of accounts to your many company codes. Whatever company codes you have.
But one company code have only one chart of account.
Exactly. It will have only one chart of accounts.
But one chart of account can be assigned to many company codes.
Exactly. That is the relationship from an interview point of view. What you have asked.
Yes. Yes.
So if I say I can define n number of retained earnings account to one company code, is it right?
Yes.
So that is what I was trying to tell you. So I can assign, once I was using X over there, right? Remember X?
Yes.
So X means that is one particular retained earnings. If I say Y, there is one more retained earnings account I'll have. Okay, if I said Z, I'll have one more retained earnings account defined for that. So whenever I go ahead and create an account, the system will ask whether that particular account belongs to X retained earnings account, Y, or Z. Okay, at the time of the testing, you will get more clarity when I am giving this. So this is about the chart of accounts.
Kadir, here X represent what?
X represents one particular retained earnings account. Y represents another retained earnings account. Z represents another. Yeah.
That means AM10, company AM10.
I have given 1,10,000 right for this.
No, company code AM10. No, that that retained earnings come to AM10. Am I correct?
AM10, yes. In AM10, I am defining 3 retained earnings account.
Okay. I got you.
I am defining 3 retained earnings account. So when I define 3 retained earnings account, at the time of my creation of an account, suppose I am creating one share capital account, at that particular juncture it will ask me that account belongs to which retained earnings account, whether X, Y, or Z. You have to give them.
Okay.
So like this. So next I am moving to our next setting. So this is about our enterprise structure. Any question anybody have on that? I am spending a lot of time over here because the basics, if the basic settings are clear, we can move a little faster on the other side. So I am moving into fiscal year variant. Okay, now here most of the time there was a question asked from the copying perspective. Usually we do a lot of copy stuff. Now let me show you something inside of this maintain fiscal year variant. So variant, I'll tell you what's a variant also. Now I'm moving into fiscal year. Now I'll define one fiscal variant by saying, let me see, do we have A4? A6 as a variant I'll define. This is my fiscal year variant. Now I say new entries. I came to this fiscal year, maintain fiscal year. I click on this. I'll say new entries. So my fiscal year variant is A6 I'm defining, which is from January to December. One more question I have. Fiscal year will have fiscal year, a clear in fiscal year in which the business perform, right?
Yes.
So when it is performing, usually what is the months you will see? A fiscal year should consist of how many months or how many periods I should say?
12 months and
12 months? Is it defined that a business should work only for 12 months? Period should be of 12 months?
no, financial year usually it's consists of 12 months.
No, that's what I'm saying. Is it necessary that it should be always of 12 months, I'm saying?
Normally it is 12 years, except for the first year of the company. Where,
Yeah.
Financial years is different. For example, if financial company decides that financial year will be say January to December, and it started business in somewhere July or August, in that case first year will be less than 12 months.
Okay. So let me tell you, there is no defined procedure stating that a fiscal year should consist only of 12 months period. If you go for banking sectors, they will have 365 periods they will have, because the banking sector close on a daily basis. On a daily basis they will close. That is one. And if you go for countries like Sweden, they will work only for 6 months, they will not work for another 6 months. So the business works on a shortened periods, 7 months, 8 months. So it depends on that. So you cannot say always to a stringent rule stating that the business works only for a 12 months period. Okay. So here I'll try to show you that where you can define any fiscal year, whatever they say. So that is what I want to look into you. So you should be very comfortable on this logic so that you can go ahead and define any fiscal year when a client will say you. So as of now I am defining a fiscal year which starts from January to December. This I'll tell you. Number of postings 12, as you said Bajar, that I'll have 12 months period. The special periods, I'll tell you what is the purpose of this. I'll have 4 special periods. I'll press enter and I'll save it. So this is the parameters I have defined in this fiscal year variant, stating that I will have 12 months and I said I'll have 4 special periods over here. These are nothing but again months only. I'll tell you what is this now. Special periods. I'll select this, double click on this periods. I have month, days, period, yearship. This is very important to understand this part. Pay your attention. Months. 1, you have here 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12 periods. So I'll put January, February. Is it clear? Any questions on this? This is clear, right? Everyone? Hello?
Yeah, for me this is fine.
Okay. Days. January 31, February 28, 31, 30, 31, 30, 31, 31, 31. Is it clear?
Yes.
This line is also clear, this line is also clear, right? Now suppose, Vajat, I am starting my business from April to March, 1st April to 31st March, right? So what is my period? First when I am starting my business, I am starting in April, right?
Yeah, that's
So April is my first period.
yes.
For you, it might be a fourth period, but for a business, it is first period.
First period, yes.
I repeat again, I am starting my business in April. So that is my first period. So the business when it is starting, whatever that month is, that will be your first period. Wherever it starts, whether it is starting from July to June, 1st to July to 31st June, or January to December, or whatever it might be, whichever month it is starting, just take over there as a first period. So immediately I'll move into the next month, so that will be May. So that will be second month. So here it will come up to here, 10, 11, 12. Pawan, is it clear?
Yes, correct.
Yeah. So here, if you see Vajaz, wherever I'm starting, that is my first period. Is it clear? All this thing clear? Anybody have a question? Hello?
I'm fine, sir.
Clear. Clear.
Yeah, Vajaz. Clear, okay. Now this is important part, year shift. You need to understand this one. Now, I said I'm designing April to March. So my April is starting in which year? 2013, right? It started in 2013. So 2013 minus 2013 for me, I'll say 0. Just for understanding, let's take it this way, for 0. Again I'm into 2013 to 2013, this is all 0. So I'm moving into 2014 now. My January, which I'm moving into 2014, but I need to make my system understand that still I'm in 2013. My periods here I've completed till 9 only. I have to complete another 3 periods. So for this another 3 periods, I need to make the system understand, even though I'm in 2014, but still I'm in 2013. So how do I make that system understand is 2013 minus 2014. That will be how much? Minus 1. So you will give it here as minus 1.
Yes.
Is it clear or any confusion you have? In order to make my system understand when I move to the following year, because I am dependent on the following year, my year, this 2013 is dependent on the following year, to make the system understand that still another 3 periods has to be taken care of. So that is why I use this. Clear?
Yes, clear.
So now suppose if this is clear, now let me understand. If you people have understood, now let's say I am designing a fiscal year which is January to December. Okay. So what will be my periods?
1 to 12.
Yes. Correct. Because I am starting from January, this will be 1 to 12. So what will be my year shift?
Same.
0.
0.
Right. All will be 0.
Yes.
Because I am in 2013 only.
Yes.
Clear?
Yes.
So this is how you will design your fiscal year. Now design whatever from wherever it goes. So depending on that, when it is following to the next year, you will give it as minus 1. That is one part. Now this never remains the same. Okay, the days what I gave will not remain the same. These days might change. What I mean to say, it will change. Suppose I might start in January 10th and end my first month in 10th. Or it will be like this. Suppose 6 it starts, it ends on 4th. It starts on 6th. Next one is 4. So what will happen? 644, 644. It means January 6th to February 4th for me, it's 1 month.
Yes.
Day wise. So this days also might change in the real time perspective. So as of now, I'll design this fiscal year. Click on new entries. So this is my fiscal year. I'll save it. This is the backdrop of it, what I was trying to show you. So now from the real time perspective, you have a default fiscal years. Okay, K4, which stands for K4. K4 is a default one which stands for January to December. You just go ahead and assign this to your company code. That's it. You have V3 which is for your April to March. These are defaults. Then you have something called V6 and then you have something called V9. Okay, let us check. V6, I suppose this should be from July to June. This should be from October to September. Something like that. These are all defaults. If you go here, this is K4. If you select this K4, if you see here, this is your January, December. Now if I select this and try to click on the periods, I'll see nothing. Nothing is there. Because if you select just this checkbox, the checkbox here as a calendar year, the system identifies that it's a 12 months period. You don't need to define inside anything. Here, this calendar year, what we have defined, this is a calendar year, right?
Yes.
This is a calendar year. So if I don't want to define all this, so if I just select that as a calendar year, I don't need to define inside what I have defined just now for A6. This whatever I have defined for A6, this is not required. Wajar?
Yes. Yes.
Is it clear? That is what the check mark is all about, this calendar year.
Can I record my session to today's session or not?
You can, I told you now on the top you have a start recording button, you just need to press that. If you don't record also, the people whom you have contacted, they will do the recording because they are there, I suppose.
Okay.
But regularly you can do the recording. You just press on that, you can do the recording. So this is about the fiscal year, how you have defined it. Dependent, you have two kind of years. One is a calendar year, another one is a dependent year. The April to March is your dependent year. You are depending on the following year. So that is what we call as a year dependent. Calendar year is of 12 months. That's a calendar year. So as usual, whatever we define, we need to assign. So thumb rule, I said whenever assignment, just click on the position key, give the company code, give the fiscal year, which is A6. So these are somebody who people define, but they'll not assign the fiscal year. But this will not happen in your real-time perspective. Just this hello message, just keep pressing enter, enter, and just save.
Khadir, why A6?
Because I've taken A6 now, we defined A6 now.
Okay.
This is what I've defined.
Okay.
So the variant in your software terminology, variant we call it's a collection of program. So if you see here, this is just A6 what you are seeing, but A6 carries all this stuff.
Okay.
So that is what we call as a variant. Variant which carries some rules behind it. These are the rules for me. Okay, though it looks like very small A6, but this A6 carries a lot of things behind it. So this is a variant. Okay, so by default if you go, they will take K4 or V3 or V6 or V9 in the real-time perspective. Okay, now let me show you from the copy perspective what we do. So this is what we have assigned it. Now how do they copy? Usually how they show it, that's what I'm showing you over here. You just go to K4, whatever fiscal year you want to select this, select over here, copy as. You copied it. After copying it, change it. Suppose I'll say A9 I want to keep this fiscal year, or AF I want to keep it as a fiscal year, whatever. Just press enter after copying this. So it asks, do you want to copy? I say copy all. So 464 entries got copied, just say continue and save it. That's it, finish. So when I show it from the copy perspective, you will not be able to understand what is behind this. So that is where I am showing you individual settings stating that how it works from behind. So but from the real-time perspective, what Raj was saying is this is how we do it, man. Copy functionality. Clear?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes.
So this is about the fiscal year. I hope this is clear. So in fiscal year we have taken 3 settings that we have defined. Maintain fiscal year, and we have signed it. I hope this is clear for everyone. Anybody have a question over here? Pawan?
Yeah, no correct.
Okay. Raj?
I'll be fine, Kadir.
Bajaj, you saying something?
Yes. What is the purpose of periods?
Purpose of the periods is you said 12 months, right? My fiscal year will consist of 12 months, right?
Yes.
So it's 12 months, right? Periods are this.
No, sorry, that special period.
I'm coming to that.
Okay.
I'm coming to that.
Okay.
The following setting will give you a clear example. If I tell you right now, you'll get confused.
It's okay.
Yeah, this is the setting will tell you what I'm doing now. Next is posting periods. Now under posting periods, I have defined just my fiscal year. This is just a fiscal year which I'm saying. But did I ever anywhere say that this belongs to 2013 or 2012? I've never specified anywhere. I've just said this is my fiscal year. Nowhere I said that this belongs to any particular year. So here I say in my posting periods which it belongs. So this particular transaction, first I'll say define a variant. Again I'm defining a variant. See, it's just a variant. I say nothing like A6 or how I've defined. I'll say this is also A6. Now I'll say here posting period variant for your AM10. I'll save it. Just a variant. I've done nothing. I just defined. Now I'll move into open and close posting period. This is a transaction you have to remember by heart. OB52. As a finance guy, you have to remember this transaction code, which we use it on a monthly basis. This transaction code. OB52. OB52. So I click on this open and close posting periods. I'll say new entries. The variant just now what I defined it. What did I define? I defined my variant as A6 I defined, right? Yeah.
Yes.
A6 is my variant. So here I say what is the account type. Now in SAP your accounts are defined, your account types, in order to identify whether it belongs to customer, vendor, material or GL, it is identified by these account types. A for assets, D for customers, K for vendors, M for materials, like this. Each one is identified with an account type. So I'll use plus sign which says it's valid for all account types. I'm not making specific. Now if you remember, we defined a from account to account in chart of accounts where I said 1 lakh to 1,999,000, right?
Yes.
This is what I defined. So if I don't define anything, it is not restricted to any particular range. So whatever range it will come, it is applicable for everyone. So I'll not give anything over here. From period, which means first period I'll give here. Suppose my fiscal year is from 1st April to 31st March. So my first period is starting in April, that is in 2013. So my second period ends in 12, so this will be my 2014. Do you agree?
Yes.
So if it is from 1st January to 31st December is my fiscal year, this will be 2013 and 2013. Agree?
Yes.
Here I'll go my special periods. When I say, remember 4 special periods you were asking. The 4 special periods are required. Suppose I'm going for a year-end closing. Now after my 12 periods, I have to do my year-end closing. So for that year-end closing, the government, the law of the land will give you some time. You can buy out some time because it requires a lot of time for auditing. They requires an auditing. I need to post my rectification entries, right? I have to post my provisional entries. There are so many things that will come into an account. My accrual entries. So all this requires some time for me because my company is huge. So there I took as 4 special periods. So my 4 special periods will start from 13. I'm still in 2013 till 16, which means even though I am there, but I cannot post any transaction data. These 4 special periods are only for my auditing, rectification, posting of provisional entries and blah blah stuff. Is it clear?
Yes.
Bajaj?
Yes.
So 4 special periods are required for not transaction posting. It is only for you when you go for a year-end closing, you require some time because the company is huge. Immediately on 31st of December, I cannot go and say this is my P&L account and balance sheet.
Yes.
So it requires some time for me to do all those. So there I buy out time, and it is not necessary for special periods. It depends. Somebody use only 1, somebody use only 2, whatever it is.
So what is it meant that will make these adjustments and accruals in the last month of that year by going back into back date? For example, for example, if year is closed in December and we are making those adjustments in following year in January or February, so
yes,
we'll go back to the previous year and then we'll post these transactions.
yes. Not in the previous year. We will go now. My fiscal year, whatever fiscal year I've defined, this is for 12 periods. I said, right?
Yes.
Now it will be of 16 periods.
Okay.
Plus 4 periods. 12 plus 4 periods. Total 16 periods I have.
Yes.
You are thinking of going into previous period and posting. No, it is not in the previous period. All the periods are closed. My 12 periods are closed. I cannot do any posting.
So
that will be wrong, right? If I go in the previous year and post, that is wrong. Because my periods are closed. Every month I'll close it.
Okay. So it means that all those adjustments, for example, if I'm making any adjustment in February, which is relating to the year which is closed on December, but actually I will post this transaction in February.
You will post in transaction in February. That will be your 14th period.
14th period. Okay. And system will relate this transaction to this fiscal year 2013.
Yes, 2013 14th period.
14th period. Okay.
So that is how it will go. But you cannot do transaction posting. Again, I repeat, you cannot do any transaction, business kind of a posting. It is only for your auditing, rectification kind of entries you can post.
Rectifications, adjustments, accruals, all those things.
Yeah, all those things you can post. You cannot post. So I press enter key, I'll save it. So what will happen if I give like this, 1 to 12, if I give like this, so the person can go ahead and post in any period, right? He can post in December 2013 also, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So suppose now I am into which period? I am into 4th period, or sorry, 5th period, May. So you give like this means what? He can post only in May. He cannot post anything, right?
Yes.
So this is how we maintain. Every month we come here, we'll say 5-5. So once I am done on May 31st, I'll come back and say this on 6-6. Getting my point? If you open up, what does this mean if I open up like this? 1 to 6 means what?
April to
January to June. So end user, one who is entering, he can post backdated also, right? Even though we are in May, he can go and do the posting in January also.
Yes.
That is wrong, right? Because we close the month. That month is over. We have generated our reports. We have done everything. We are closed, right?
Yes.
So we should give 6-6. We should give 5-5. You cannot, right? Am I right? Hello?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
So let's say we will keep 5-5 and then we'll come back and test what will happen. Clear? I go back. So from the real time perspective, again you select this 1000 what you are talking, you copy. Okay. Now why do they maintain like this for different? Why do they maintain?
A is asset and D is a debtor, something like that?
No, D is for customer, K is for vendor. Why do they maintain separate? The reason why do they maintain separate over here is, if I want to make any adjustment, I can close the fiscal year periods for customers, vendors. For asset, I'm making some changes, I can use asset.
Okay.
Okay. So if I do it at the plus sign, it means it is valid for all. Okay, I have done only at the plus level. So whatever we define, we assign it. AM10, my variant is A6. I'll save it. Clear? So this is from the perspective of posting periods. So this is one chapter and this is one. Clear? So this is the combination. If you define your fiscal year and posting periods, they go side by side. Okay? Chart of accounts fiscal year. Now I am moving into document types. Define document types. So what are these document types? From domain perspective, whenever I define, whenever I say, from domain perspective, whenever I say, okay, if I'm saying there is a share capital that I am getting into my business, so I'll say bank to share capital, right, Vajar? Am I right?
Okay.
So if I'm making a sale to a customer, so it will become like customer to sales, right? Customer is getting in when I'm making a sale, right? Hello?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So if I am making purchases, I'm getting in raw material
Vendor.
from a vendor, right? So in domain, this is what we enter. But by seeing this, can we analyze over here? Like by seeing this, we can say, okay, this belongs to our GL account. This belongs to our AR, right? This belongs to AP. Like this we identify. So with the help of this document types in SAP, we say, okay, this is for GL, this is for customer, this is for raw material. How? Because it has given certain document types, naming for this. Whenever we say GL, the document type is SA. Okay. Now whenever I go, I have not yet started accounts receivable. When I go for accounts receivable, whenever I do a posting, it will start with DR. D, remember D stands for customers. K, when I say it is for vendors, whenever I'm making an invoice, it is KR. So this is how we identify. Now, when you say SA, DR or KR, this SA, DR and KR, again I assign a number range for this. So if I say 1 to 999, which means I can post 999 journal entries which are of GL. If I say again over here, my next number is 1000 to 1999, which means again 999 GLs I can post for this, for customers. Clear? Hello? Bajaj, Pawan, Raj.
Yeah.
Yes, clear.
Okay, let me go ahead and define this document type. Now these are by standards, they are available. You can define your own also, but usually we take standards. Only during the interface time we will define a different document type, interfaces. So let's say I will take as SA, position, SA, go to SA. This is for GL accounts. I double click on SA. So what is the number range it has given? 01. So S for SA it is 01. For SA it is 01. I click on this number range. What is my company code? AM10. This is for your display. This is for your change. This is where you will insert. Click on this change interval, say insert over here. So once you insert, I will say 01. You can make it to a year specific. If I say 2013, it will become year specific. So every year you have to come and change. You have to create again and again. So instead of that, I'll say 999, which means for any year you can make it. Now if I click on this help over here, this is a pop-up what you get. I click on this pop-up, what you get over here is 1 to 999. So I'll say from 1 to 1, 2, 3, 999 journal entries with respect to the GL I can make. So this you can have internal number range. The system will pick automatically if it wants to pick. If you don't select this, if you select this, then you have to give the number range. So normally in the real time we don't select this. It will let the system pick by itself. So I'll save it. So this is with respect to the document types. So we will define whenever we get an error at that particular time, we'll come and define. So I expect you people to remember this transaction code, which is OBA7. OBA7. So OB52 is one you have to remember on a constant basis. If they ask from an interview point of view, where do you control your posting periods? OB52. Okay. So that is basically given to the power user. Among the users, you will have a power user. So that is where he will control this. So we'll stop it over here. So this is today what we have seen across is with respect to the chart of accounts, fiscal year, posting periods and document types. Any questions anybody have?
Fine.
I have one question regarding yesterday's lecture. You know, in credit control area, there were 3 options which we saw. Can you explain a little bit about each option?
Yeah. This credit control area basically will be taken control by the SD guys.
By the?
SD, sales and distribution module.
Okay.
They will take control. Anyways, I'll explain because we don't get involved into this. So if I say over here I have your credit control area, I have defined the currency. The purpose of this credit control area is we are trying to control the credit that we have given to the customer. Suppose you say a customer can avail credit up to $100,000. He cannot control. It means he cannot take more than $100,000. So if I say $100,000, I cannot keep a track on this customer stating that by seeing him, okay, he can avail up to $100,000, how much he avail. It's very difficult. So we try to maintain this credit control in the system. Then we will assign this credit control area to the customer master record when we create in there. Okay. So I told my system over here how it should search, on what basis it should search. So I said, please look into the order value, whatever order he is taking. Time period, if I said, okay, under certain limit, a certain time only he can avail this credit. Delivery, bill document value. So these are the things I'm telling, please look into this, search and let me know if the customer can avail the credit or not. If he is not availing, it will throw a message stating that this customer has utilized his entire credit.
And if we select the second option like open delivery and billing document, is it different from first one?
Yes, it will take over here only these last 2 ones, delivery and bill document value it will take.
Oh, it will not consider open order?
No, it will not take open order value.
Open order means that order which customer has placed but we haven't delivered.
No, open order means order which is placed but it has not been delivered, and also you can take the other way around is which he has not yet paid also.
Okay.
Now, if you remember last, yeah.
The second portion, the default data for automatically creating new customers, that will be dealt by SD.
SD, but we will define our own customer master also.
Okay. When we'll go to receivables at that time.
Receivables at that time we define.
Okay. Okay. And then one more small question. That yesterday you showed the table detail key, like whenever we make any.
Yeah. It gets and stored in a table.
Yes. And then we go to we press F1 and then the setting button, and that gives us the name of the table.
Yes, over here.
Okay, but that I can do. But the next page, how can I see after getting the name of the table? How can see that table exactly?
I just copied. I left out this V. I copied this.
Okay.
I go to SE16N is the transaction code. SE16N. I give here. I press enter. SE16N.
Okay. 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 Thank you.
This is how. You give whatever you have defined, execute.
Okay.
And execute. This is our table. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Alright. Alright, see you guys tomorrow then.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Right. Bye-bye.
Bye.